Hey everybody, it's me, Mel Dominguez, and I'm here um, producing the art chat with La Mitotera, which some believe that is me. Today we have special guest. It's a local artist from Tucson, Arizona. We met a while ago, and we met through other artists. And here she comes. Her name is Calcifer Lafleur Araceli Gutierrez. Hey.
Hi.
So, folks out there, this is Calcifer LaFleur. Tell us where you're from and what kind of art you produce.
Um, I'm from South Tucson. I do a lot of canvas art. I started with a lot of spray paint art. Also, I like to make songs. We've done a couple walls together, and that's the kind of art I like to do.
That's awesome. I hear you have some music playing in the background. Is that a playlist you came up with?
It's a playlist that's available on SoundCloud. It's under the same name as my It's just type in Calcifer LaFleur and it should come up. I'm not sure what the main picture is, but there's a couple of songs on there that's like my playlist if you want to hear what kind of music I listen to.
Right on. Thank you. It sets the tone for the vibe of how you create as an artist. Tell us, like, how did you get started as an artist? Like, what was the step that got you into it?
The first time I wanted to do art was well, my dad's in a car club, so going to car shows and seeing like the art on the cars and seeing like no girls doing the art on the cars, and then growing up and having some like friends and cousins into graffiti and wanting to just be like them. So
That's dope. That's dope. Matter of fact, what's the name of your father's car club? Just to shout them out.
oh, shout out the Peligrosos from Montana. And there's a Superior chapter. It's getting big. We do car shows well, not so far this year, but we do like the Phoenix show, a Superior show. So look out for the Peligrosos.
I love that. Your dad's a really nice guy. Um, what's your favorite type of art? Like what's your favorite medium? Like, what do you like doing most?
My favorite would probably be spray paint for sure. The ones that like people really like is usually like wood pieces or like canvas pieces. But personally, like for fun, I like to do spray paint mostly.
That's dope. We gotta do something together sometime and collaborate and do some spray paint art.
That could be a project in the future.
Absolutely. I'm super hoping that we can come out of this so that we can just go make paint again, go paint walls and get some more community involved.
Before all this happened, it was really active and things were picking up, and I just hope that we can keep the same momentum in the Brown community in the south side of Tucson. Things are looking good as far as the art goes. It's just getting out, like being able to get out and go do that right now.
Right. You know what? Before all this quarantine, you had a show at my Galeria. Can you tell
Yeah.
us about how you got that together and what kind of artwork you produced? Because, man, you guys were hustle maniacs in there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, me and my friend Cora, Suspira Arte, shout out Suspira Arte, and my cousin Zoe, Sawali Art, we curated a show that we just put together, like any type of art that we think like just artists that we really like, we reached out to see how, if they would be willing to work with us, and we threw a show at your gallery, which turned into this dance party. It was like cumbias going and like everybody was dancing, and it was a lot bigger than we thought, but we had the car club there, we had performances, open mic, we had several different artists with tables set up. Zoe did a video that she showed on the wall, just talking about indigenous culture and what's really going on in the world. So that was extremely like successful in my page, because like we had a bunch of brown folks get together and be creative together.
When we were thinking of how we can do a quick little chit chat online, you mentioned the fact that you didn't know about the word curator. Now that you're a curator, do you have any other shows that you're inspired to do now, and how will you do them? Will you do them online?
I mean, we could definitely do something like that, like just talking to the girls, see what they think, and that would be something that we could probably debate at the moment. I know that before the quarantine started, we were really inspired by our first show, and like wanted to do it bigger and better the next time, and know what we're like expecting this time around, and just have more ideas. I mean, we had so many ideas and didn't even know how to put them down, but being able to do it together and pull it off was like, ooh, like we gotta do this again. So hopefully after this ends, it could be, we'll think of something, you know. Solamente un sueño. That was what the show was called, and if that's what it felt like, honestly.
Yeah, no, it was really cool. I even seen like I'm still getting used to the technology and using Instagram and doing things live like we are now. But it was really interesting to see you folks bring in like a classic use of the camera, the Polaroids.
Yeah.
That I hope to see maybe if you would make that available to the public at some point, either online or in the physical world, to see all those those little instant Polaroids you created.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So we had originally planned to do like a photo booth. So like you get in line, we would have people get in line, and then we snap the picture. But then like as the night was going on, I kind of looked around, and everybody was like genuinely like candid and having a good time. So I didn't have to like force nothing. So you know, I just started taking flicks of the party because everyone was just like dancing. People I didn't even know were gonna go out there and dance were dancing. So I wanted to just capture that like in its natural essence rather than, you know, having people line up, and it worked out better. So I just like if you took a flick that night and you want it, hit me up. I got them. I dropped some of them. It was a little crazy, but like I got most of them. So I got a lot of flicks of random people.
I know I was just reminiscing here in quarantine the fact that we had such a good time at your event. The people, the vibe, the environment, it was so much fun, especially now that we're social distancing from each other. I look back at that one event and I'm super happy that you all put it together that way, which by the way, that's like an artist internship, which you just explained. You pretty much you were the public relations setup, cleanup crew artist.
We
How did you
made
feel about
clouds.
doing
We
that?
made clouds out of some shit we bought from Family Dollar. Like it was like real put together, like organically. Like all of us had our own thing that we put in. We made shirts with our friend Adrian and Carlos. Shout out them. Also, we had Roman tattooing. Shout out Roman. This is his shirt. There was so many like art. The lineup was crazy, and I think that like even the next show I had like some artists that I really look up to being like, hey, how can I be a part of it? And I'm looking for ways they could be a part of it too. So hopefully it's a bigger like event, you know.
Yeah, we definitely grew the network and the momentum having that type of event. I've met a whole new crew of community people that I had never seen in that neighborhood before. And the fact that they were, I mean, people were coming in and they were supporting the artist, and that's part of the reason why we're doing these art chats with through the Instagram online, because we want to continue to support the artists out there.
Yeah.
And so you're one of the first artists that we're testing the grounds here on Instagram. But there's something else I had to ask you about. Did you have supplies at home already going into quarantine, or did you? What are you doing about?
um, I had like some food, you know, like I like had some food, but like no, like I didn't. I had to go out there and like find some stuff, and I honestly, the place that I mean, I don't know why everybody's rushing to Walmart right now. Go to your carniceria, go to your Asian market. Like that's where I'm finding everything that I need. Like honestly, and I'm surviving. And you're not risking seeing so many people. Also,
Yes, that's. I believe that to be true. You know what? You just reminded me of something else that's very important. I wanted to, and I hope it's okay that I share this. But not only are you the producer and curator of this show and an artist, but you're also a mom. Am I right?
yeah, yes.
Yeah. So
A
how in the
lot of
heck
people
did
don't
you do
actually know
this?
that about me because, but my son, he comes to all the shows. I don't know, you'll probably see him running around. His name is Louis. He's about to be 5. I'm a brown single mom, And I think that right now, what I'm trying to convey to him the most is like how important it is in this day and age to be a brown creative, like um, to influence the future and just to keep kind of like culture alive in a way that it comes from you, because that's who you are, you know. And I want him to know he's brown. I want him to know that he's a, like he don't just have to do 9 to 5 stuff. Like if he wants to be, because he likes to sing, man. He did a show in Bisbee, and I want him to sing. I want him to sing.
Yeah, no, he's so cute. I mean, I hung out a couple times with Louis, and he's just got a really good personality. I even think he was performing outside of the event that night.
The whole night of Solamente un Sueño, Louis was on the stairs doing the robot in front of the car club, just in front of the old cars. So if ever you just want to see a little show at one of our shows, I promise you 100% Louis dancing somewhere.
Right? And you know what? For the past couple months, I had heard people talking about Generation Z and the Zoomers. I had no idea what that meant, and now I totally understand. A lot of these young kids who are going to start school, they're not. They're going to be online like you and I right now and trying to learn. So we might be learning the same things at the same time. So Louis is going to be amazing, and I'm sure he's going to do something great. Let me see. I think that there's somebody mentioned something. Oh, what did you think of the mercaditos that we were having?
So I was fortunate enough to be a part of the first mercadito, and just seeing it like grow as time had gone on, because it was inside. We were able to all fit inside at one point, and then all of a sudden we're pouring outside, and then we're pouring down the street, like, and then bigger and bigger artists are here, you know, with tents, like actual tents. I was inside the first mercadito, and then on the last mercadito I was down the street because with the tent. But that's beautiful. That's what it was supposed to do, you know.
I want to say that was the first time I had met you and Cora. I hadn't met you girls yet, and I was like, not. Sometimes I get shy from time to time. I get shy with new artists because I'm like, oh, you know. But I was like, what? This art that they're producing is fucking cool.
Yeah.
Which leads me to some of the images that I think before I saw you or met you in person, I actually saw them bringing you your art, and I'm all, who the hell is this person? They're putting down some cool ass pieces. Can you tell us why you used some of those? Well, tell us about your work, or if you have a sample of it, can you show it really quick?
I have some. Yeah, let me grab it real quick. At first I liked to do, you know, a lot of big pieces because I could fit letters on them. But one of my favorite pieces I'll actually go grab really quick was the girl with the gun.
Oh, let me go get the girl with the gun piece of artwork. For those of you out there, she's Calcifer LaFleur actually has an Instagram for just her art. So you can actually go into Instagram and search some of the images she's already posted. She's created some prints of her work, and I saw her selling the hell out of them at the Mercadito. So I'm just super excited that not only did these Mercaditos grow, but I was starting to notice. I was like, wow, there's a lot of women entrepreneurs here in the city of South Tucson, and they don't flinch. They're never late, and they're always down. Like they're like, it's raining. Oh, we'll just wait, and we'll still sell. So it's been pretty amazing just to see a lot of the community from all different directions and different neighborhoods. A lot of people know each other already. What I'm starting to learn is that there's still people here in Tucson that don't know each other, and so that's made it really, really exciting. Right.
But I found this one. It's like the last one I did that I really liked. But like the way that you asked me what like I like to do or what inspired me. My name on Instagram was because I did the giant house moving castle. That was like my first big canvas I did that wasn't graffiti or letters. So if you've seen that movie, there's that little flame called Calcifer. And then that was supposed to be an art Instagram, right? But it turned personal. So yeah. I kept it like that. But That's why I chose that name.
But you also have an Instagram page just for your art, right?
Yeah, Calcifer LaFlart.
That's so cool because I want to make sure that the audience out there that when they got time, they can go and check out some of the work that you've posted on Instagram and check you out. You know what? I also remember the original little castle that you had painted, and I think that you were like, I don't want to sell it, and I was like, paint another one, and you actually sold that one.
I've painted 3 since you told me that, and all 3 have sold, but I have the original still.
I love to hear that.
But I painted, I replicated it 3 times, and I'm thinking about making prints of that. Because, the Quasimodo print does really well. Felix the cat does really well.
Can I throw something out there?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I recommend making stickers because people like to apply that to their water bottles to personalize it. So,
when summer's coming, I know y'all got those expensive water bottles.
Right? That's what's up. So, tell us more. Tell us more about what inspires you to do this kind of stuff. Is it based on that hip hop, or is it where do you get what makes that fire light up?
I'm into movies. I'm into a lot of rap music, older rap music. The girl with the gun that I was trying to look for. I watched a movie called Shatas, and I've seen a scene where a girl turns around on the bike, and it was just a hard scene, even just a still of that, But I wanted it to I wanted to change it a little bit, so I gave her 2 braids, and I made her a native girl, so that I don't know, it could connect to me in a way. So I just see things and it'll stick with me, and I'll tweak it, or I'll listen to a song and a line in it. The gun print that I have of just the gun was inspired by this song, The Fourth Chamber. There's a couple lines in here, and then I just was at Denny's. I listened to it, and then I went to Denny's to go eat with my cousin, and I was sketching, and I just drew this little pistol, and through the line underneath, in just whatever writing, and that print does well too. So that's a lot of times
that's dope, man. I like when you do the Felix the cat. He's always been a favorite of mine, but why did that come up for you?
That's my dad's favorite. He loves Felix the cat, and he loves Spy versus Spy. You know those little what I'm talking about?
So do I, dude.
Yeah, he has a sticker on his oldie car of Spy versus Spy, and then growing up he always had Felix shirts, and I didn't know that was a thing. I thought that was just my dad's favorite, but it's a cholo thing. Cholo's cat.
Yeah, magic bag. You're $1 million.
Oh yeah, the magic bag. The wall we did. I'm really sad about that. We did a cyclovia wall for an event that got canceled due to Corona, and we did the date and then the magic bag of Felix, and then a Felix like this so people could stand next to and take pictures, and it was exciting, and in either way it was real fun. I'm glad we got to finish that before.
So yeah, we were even hanging out with that one homeless dude that had I don't know, he's homeless, excuse me. This one guy who was walking around, and he had a Bluetooth, and he started bumping, and we're yeah.
He was listening to some oldies dancing in the street just while we painted, and I appreciated that, man.
That's really cool. You know what? How about this? There's sometimes when I start to paint, I have my favorite things to use, types of material. Sometimes I like doing thin drawings using the butcher, or that newspaper print type of paper. What kind of material do you like to use? Besides the spray paint, because we talked about that. But is there anything else that gets you in the zone?
I like oil, but that's so hard to work with, and it gets everywhere. But it comes out the smoothest, I think. But I really can get down with acrylic as far as shading, colored pencil, or
you froze.
Paint marker is another, when we did those train boards and graffiti show. I use paint marker.
Oh, that's right. Well, how about this? Let me ask you a graffiti question. So I was on another chat with a couple of other graffiti artists, and that was one of the questions that came up. How do you feel about graffiti and graffiti mainstream? And when I say graffiti mainstream, I mean I like that you're sideways on this thing. It's all good. That's how it is. No, but so what do you prefer? Do you prefer to keep graffiti more of a vandal kind of situation, like with anonymity, or do you enjoy producing sellable, creative pieces of graffiti contemporary type style art?
Honestly, a lot of the art that I sell or prints that I sell are not graffiti based. They're more just like art or doodles or sketches or characters. Um, I think that as far as like if you're gonna be painting in the street, you might not want to be selling your shit with your name on it, with your
Yeah,
face.
right?
So I think that's where it kind of has to separate, because just for legal purposes, I guess. But I mean, you can still get down in a book or whatever, you know. But as far as art that I sell or that I bring to shows is mostly characters or sketches, you know, like the girl. I do a lot of the girl with the braids, because growing up I always had two long braids. So that's
I know
that's where I come, or what I think about it.
that's cool. That it sometimes it can be a difficult situation because I got my hardcore homeboys and I'm like, hell no, you know. But it's
Yeah.
all good because you know what, it
At one
saved my
point,
life.
though, you know, you gotta decide. You know, yeah, like I really like graffiti. That's fun. But where I want to go with art would probably be like, you know, giving brown people a platform, like at our show, like people of color, to show their creative side, because we create like beautiful art, and I think that a lot of times it gets stifled by the stigma of like, oh, we have to be hard and we have to work 9 to 5, and like that's what it is, that's what it means to be an adult. But like, to be brown and to be creative is a way that like is history in itself, because you're creating, you know, whatever, whether it be music or canvases, or you're painting on walls. Like it comes from within a brown person, and I don't think that a lot of times they get the platform to be able to show that. And I think Tucson is, like, the homies that I have are doing a pretty good job of, you know, putting on for the brown folks, and I think that's where I want to go with it mostly.
I know I'm super excited for where we're going with all of this because well, a lot of us just networking together, we're coming together with some really good momentum and things were starting to roll. So I'm hoping that we can actually continue to do that when we are kind of out of this
Or
current.
even come up with ways, like as we're in this right now, to lift up other artists. I've seen a lot of artists do a daily thing where they'll like lift them up, you know, where they'll call out different artists and be like, you know what, this person's cool, support their art, like see what's up with them, you know. And I think that that's cool. Like whatever you can do at this time, and even setting up lives like this to talk about stuff within the community that we had planned, because we had definitely had talked about before, you know, even reading to the kids at Ochoa, or like just being there for one another during this time or whatever. It's important to continue to think what's next for the community, I think.
Right. How about this? It's kind of simple, but sometimes it's something to make help the audience get to know you more. But like, what are your 5 favorite artists, graffiti or otherwise, or whatever you want? Like, but your 5 top ones.
Honestly, I have a lot of artists that I look up to that I know. Probably number 1 would be my friend Roman. I think he's super talented. My friend Cora, Zoe, even some of the local, you know, poets or music makers, I could say, that I look up to in the community. As far as outside of the community, there's a couple artists that I like, but that's a hard question.
I know it gets tough when you got to be like.
It's tough when you really got to think about it, because later I know that I'm gonna be like thinking about it and be like, shit.
I know, right? It's really difficult, but I think it's really awesome that you know that we're starting to chit chat with each other, get ourselves warmed up out of this quarantine, and get some of our network to know more of the artists that we're just right now like exposing what type of art they're working on. So I want to thank you. I was only gonna do, is it the 20 minutes? I wanted to do 20, 30 minutes. Unless if you want to stay on for 10 more minutes, I'm down. But if not,
I'm down,
we can.
whatever. I mean, there's
Well,
other stuff to talk about too. Last before like we hang up, I do want to say like shout out to Angeli and Sabrina, the discos, because they've been working literally night and day to make masks for the community, and I think that's a
yeah.
way of being proactive with what's going on right now. And they're all donation based, and um,
So wait,
they're
how do people find them again?
you can find them on Instagram, either Mr. Disco or Miss Lady Disco, and they're making different kind of masks. They got a Virgen mask. They got the Serape masks, bandanas. I know they're doing every Saturday where they have like you buy first come first serve because there's so many orders coming in.
Right.
But they're literally making like it's a mask, and they're doing it in Pascua. So shout out
That,
to them. That's
right,
brown
hell,
people
hell,
helping brown people, and shout out Pascua.
yeah. Aren't they? Can you tell us about? Aren't they hosting a live Instagram live as well?
Oh, so they do Opti Club, which is an event that they did in real life before quarantine started. So now that quarantine's here, there you go. Now that quarantine's here, they're doing it live. So every week they're having some other people host. I think tonight it's Kiawi and Brittany, if I'm not mistaken. But I know that in 2 weeks, me and Mal are going to have, not in 2 weeks, but a couple weeks. I think next month, me and Mal will be hosting an Opti Club live. So look out for that. We'll definitely keep y'all posted on that.
Well, I'm super excited about this just because I'm like, this is still the momentum. We just so happen to be online now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really fun. I'm waiting. I'm like trying to think now. I'm like, wow, do we cover everything? I wonder if we can propose, if anybody has any questions out there, you could send it to us now and we can ask the guest artist, or you could message us here on Instagram. What's yours again? It's Calcifer
Flair. And I'm always open to if you have any questions about doing shows, even like looking into doing walls, different artists taking different avenues. I'm always open to questions about that, and I'm always here for the brown folk, for the Mexican folk, the Yaqui, the people of color, to just boost each other up during this time. That's where we gotta be. I think that's where our mindset gotta be right now.
Hell yeah, man. So I asked you about your 5 artists. How about because of the music I'm listening to? I'm like, damn, man. Oh, what are your 5 top favorites? Are they on this list?
Some of my tops are on this list. Definitely. Let's see. Right now we're playing DJ Zerk. Part of the screwed up clique.
Hey, Newt. Someone's asking if you've had like a kind of like a writer's block or a creative block while you've been in quarantine.
Oh yeah, the first 3 days of quarantine, I was like, what the fuck is going on? And I was in bed and I wasn't doing shit. And then I think I woke up in the middle of the night one night and like just started painting, and I still will start painting and still be like, I can't finish. I don't know what I'm doing, and I won't. You just gotta. You can't. I think people are like, oh, I'm in quarantine. I'm gonna learn how to do an instrument, or I'm gonna do this, and you don't gotta do shit. You just gotta. It has to come, And I just think that right now it's coming back. I'm feeling the momentum, so we're gonna run with it. But I definitely have felt writer's block, or even doing anything block at some points of this quarantine.
Right. I know. I've been thinking about a lot of things. Like I'm like, should I take care of some of the house projects, or should I complete the projects I got now? Right as we got into quarantine, I got tendonitis in my right hand, so I couldn't even. Yeah, and that just comes from being really soft with your art, and then going outside and doing like hammering and stuff like that. Yeah. So, artists out there, take care of your hands, take care of your body. It's very important to do these things. I even had to concentrate on my own self-care, drink lots of water. It's getting hot out there.
When we did the cyclovia, you were wearing that little cast, and you're like, I don't know what's wrong, man. And that was right before everything happened. And Lower Arizona, I know you got that wall ready. I'm ready. I'm just scared to leave my house right now, to be honest with you. So.
Yeah, I don't blame her. I feel the same.
Also, I think, what else was I gonna mention? Got a couple of projects coming up. Also, getting some outfits made by the discos as well. So they do it all, man. You just gotta.
What are these outfits? What are you guys doing? What are you up to?
Well, I have some projects with some other people who make music right now, and I don't really know what she's gonna do, but they make outfits for their events all the time, and like they made a couple outfits for some other music artists. So I'm just excited to see what she's gonna make.
Man,
I'm
it's
scared a
just,
little bit.
I know I'm really super pumped to know all of you because you're just go getters. You're like you just go get it, and I love that. That you can do that all day. That inspires me to get busy. You know.
Yeah.
So wow. I mean, if there's any more, do you have any questions? Do you have any thoughts? Do you want to share anything with the audience while we have them?
No, I just want to say, like, I do appreciate, like, the space that you've given us. Like, it's not like we're having to just take stuff to have a platform. Like, you know, with you, it's a brown person helping a brown person, and I know that the community needs that, especially where you're at right there in South Tucson. I just hope that we can keep that space after this, you know, whole thing blows over or whatever happens. Just to be an open studio, because I know that for me as an artist, it's helped me grow a lot and like develop in ways. I know the first show that I did, I totally different, not totally different artists, but like have a different mindset as far as what I want for the future, and that I helped. The gallery has helped me grow that, so I hope that it can be that for other brown artists as well.
Man, that makes me it makes me feel so good to hear because I remember your table. You had a lot of your original art up, and you've been growing that table, and then you curated your own event. I was like, damn, that's dope because I not for nothing, but you know, people out there can't do it all, and the fact that you're doing it all, I'm very proud to know all of you and all the work that you are doing for the people in the community as well. I wanna continue this momentum and continue the relationship with other artists here in town. I'm looking forward to. I mean, there's a lot of residencies who've been contacting us, and the Arizona Arts Commission. We really want to get it together where we can really advocate for more artists out there to get a lot of this local work, local jobs, or even get you out there where we're painting up the town. You know, where we're actually painting up the walls. So, and you know, so I'm looking forward to those things once we get out of this. So.
Once quarantine's out, you know, we'll hit the ground running. We had stuff up our sleeve, we still do. So hopefully we can keep that going, and then, you know, with the other artists that you interview with, that'll come more opportunity and ideas. So I think that's exciting.
Yeah.
And,
So.
yeah. Thanks for talking.
Yeah, no. I think that this has been really fun to just chit chat and find you at home. It feels a lot like house arrest right now. So being
I might
that
as well have done something, right? So I could just have
I
fun.
bet that we don't got pagers on our ankles, so it's all good. We're hitting that half hour over here. A big thank you to my guest artists, Christopher LaFleur, Araceli Gutierrez. You can find her playlist on SoundCloud right now under the same handle. And catch us again. We're gonna try to do this as often as possible. If you have any info,
the Opti Club soon, so look out for that.
yes, folks, look out for that Opti Club. We're all gonna be sharing each other's info on that. I'm just really pumped that I get to do something other than pull weeds outside. I'm bored of all that housework, cleaning the gutters and whatnot. So thank you again, Araceli, for reaching out and being out there and being who you are, because it's been a real honor to know you as an artist and see how you've been developing and just your mindset. You're a real go-getter. So thank you to our guests online listening and watching us on Instagram Live. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Please hang up and try again.